Hi, hello, welcome back. Welcome back to the third video on my channel. I know. If anyone's been in my streams before, they know my inconsistency, and who'd have thought I'd have actually made it to 3 videos without giving up and failing. First thing I want to say, thank you again for all the support on last week's video. It was very, very kind of you. Last week's video was, can we get a centre-back to become the top goal scorer, get the golden boot in a division? We picked a low division, but in the end, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the video, go click on it now, link in the description. It worked. We did get a centre-back who we named Mr. Heading to become the top goal scorer in the Vanarama National League South. It's something I honestly didn't thought I'd do. He scored a lot of goals towards the end of the season though, which really helped. But anyway, moving on to today's video. In today's video, it's another Football Manager experiment. I will be starting a proper Football Manager series soon, but I'm kind of, to start my channel, I'm doing these experiment things that I've always wanted to do. I will be starting a proper Football Manager series with a proper team and an actual Football Manager save rather than just experiment stuff at some point soon. I haven't decided. Maybe next week, maybe the week after. I'll see. And I haven't quite decided what team I want to do it with yet either. But on today's video, it is another experiment, and we are doing how important is morale. How important is morale in Football Manager? So, here's what we're doing. Let me just load up the save. Here we go. It is loading in now. I have picked Hull. I don't know why I've picked Hull, but I have picked Hull. They are the team that has been chosen for this week's video. Lucky them. I'm sure they're really excited about it. But basically what I'm doing, this is the day one thing. I haven't advanced or done anything, but I've changed all the morale, but that's it. So what I'm going to be doing is advancing through, and before every single game, I'm going to be changing the morale on all the players in this save to perfect. And I'm going to be doing another save with the exact same thing, and the only thing I'm going to be changing is changing all the morale on the players to abysmal. So obviously using the in-game editor again, if you don't know how to do it, just click the little pen button icon at the top of the screen on the right hand side, go down to the change all morale. This one is perfect. We'll also be doing change all morale to abysmal. Now what this will prove is if morale actually makes that much of a difference. I know a lot of people put a lot of emphasis on morale, and you really got to keep your players' morale high. You've really got to try and keep them motivated and keep them wanting to play by keeping their morale good and giving them their agreed game time and stuff like that. Well, this will prove whether that actually means a lot or not. So, for some context, Hull are predicted to finish top of League One. So I would think, and I would put, I haven't done these simulations yet, but I would think and I would put some money on, if I had any money, I'd put money on Hull with the perfect morale will win the league. Hull with the abysmal morale probably won't win the league. But I guess the question is how far down the league they finish. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to simulate through a season in here, changing all the morales into perfect before every game. And then I'll be back with you once that's all done. And we'll see where Hull finished, how many goals they scored. Did they score a lot more goals, a lot less goals than what we were expecting, that sort of thing. I'll be back in just a second. So we've simulated through one full season with Hull on good morale. And like I say, all I did was simulate through and holiday through like 7 days at a time, or if they had a midweek game, a couple of days at a time. And just before every game week, before every game, just change the morale into perfect. Really simple. And, well, season preview had them first. They have finished second. They are 2 points away from winning the league. They finished second behind Bristol Rovers, 23 games won, 15 games drawn, and 8 games lost. So the least amount of losses in the entire league, just way too many draws. Way too many draws. 2 all draw at home to Wigan, 1 all draw at home to Fleetwood. Drawing away at Pompey. Christ, it's not been a great season there, is it? But, you know, finishing slightly below where they were predicted to finish in the pre-season preview. But we can see here the average rating of players. There is a couple of Hull players here in the top 3. So we've got Keane Lewis Potter, who I know is a young English prospect, very, very highly touted. Only 20 years old. I know that. But yeah, I know that he is a highly touted English prospect who a lot of people buy on FM because he gets pretty good sometimes. Ends up in the England setup quite often. But in his first season in the save for Hull, 11 goals, 4 assists. I presume playing out wide. I wasn't paying any attention. Oh no, he played at striker. A couple of games at Cam. Actually, no games out wide at all. But played a lot of games at striker. which I guess when you got 14 finishing at the age of 20 and 13 composure kind of makes sense, doesn't it? But I mean, let's look. Also, Louis Coyle, who is a defender, yeah, right back. He also was in the top ratings, only 0.01 average rating behind Brandon Hanlon, who scored a lot of goals for Bristol Rovers, and they won the league, which is probably why he's up there. As you can see, joint second goal scorer Brandon Hanlon with 19. So if we go into Hull, we'll have a look. We'll have a look who decided that they were going to be scoring all the goals, and it was Malik Wilkes. Who's shocked? Not me. Malik Wilkes is one of those players on FM that just scores goals every single year. No matter who he plays for, he scores goals. Unsurprisingly, 17 goals. I mean, in 41 games, well, I think 46 games in total, 17 goals, and he's the top goal scorer. That's not a massively great return, is it, to be honest? If I can just change the XG out for a second. There we go. His XG was 20, so slightly under his XG, whereas the second top goal scorer, Josh McGuinness, I think you'd how you pronounce that? It's not a hard name to pronounce, but yeah, Josh McGuinness, who is also a striker, 12 starts, 26 substitute appearances, and 9 goals. But he out-XG'd himself in total with 13 goals for the season, whereas 10 XG. So, and Keane Lewis Potter, who we've just looked at as being one of the top players in the division for the year, actually has the highest XG in the team of 20.82, which is 0.79 higher than what Malik Wilkes was. But he scored 5 less goals than Malik Wilkes, and only scored 12 goals in total. So, although it was a good season for Keane Lewis Potter, and you can see why he's wanted by Premier League teams such as Burnley and West Brom, you'd say maybe he actually should have been performing a little bit better. Whether they're going to sell him or not, I don't know. He has asked to leave because he wants a new contract, which I guess they're not giving him because he's only on £800 a week, so he's definitely not got that new contract yet. Tom Eaves as well, 29-year-old, looking like a backup striker as well. I mean, he looks rough in that picture. If you need to talk, Tom, I'm here for you, mate. 29 years old striker, got 8 goals in his 13 starts, 14 substitute appearances. And this guy's just stood out to me here. He's in on loan. He's in on loan from Rotherham. No, he's in on loan from Bristol City, excuse me. He made no starts, but 34 substitute appearances. So, whoever was playing on that right-hand or left-hand side clearly wasn't doing a good enough job to finish the 90 minutes, but a good enough job to start every single game. Whereas poor Adelakoon, Haghib Adelakoon, 30 substitute appearances, no starts. FA Cup, no starts, 3 substitute appearances. Papa John's Trophy, no starts, 1 substitute appearance. I feel sorry for this guy. Mr. Second Half, they call him. When we look at Hull's transfers, fairly similar to what I've seen with Hull saves and stuff in the past. Guys like Taylor Harwood-Bellis, gone on loan from Man City over to Hull. Guys like Billy Gilmore as well, which is absolutely fantastic get for Hull, I think. Even on loan, I'm sure he performed well, actually. Let's have a look. Not that great, to be honest. 24 starts in the league, so he played a fair chunk of the season. Not quite averaging a 7, 6.98. XG of 2, didn't actually score 1, and 5 assists. It's not brilliant for Billy Gilmore, who you'd think could be doing a job on loan a bit higher up the league, but there we go. And Alexander Jankovic, I mean, if you've seen this guy's tackle from last weekend, as a Saints fan, I am disappointed. But anyway, he's on loan at Hull. Who is their manager, out of interest right now? Hull. It's Andy Hessenthaler, who I believe former Grimsby boss? No, former Eastleigh boss. I don't know why Grimsby got Hessenthaler. I think he plays for them, that's why. Former Eastleigh boss, should have got that, really. He wasn't here very long. He was the assistant. He really wasn't here very long. Went to Dover and now somehow has the whole job. Because, of course, that's the natural progression. National League South. I think they were at the time. Yeah. Well, no, maybe not. Probably not actual National League at that point. Up to League One Hull. Of course. But anyway, the main takeaways to take from this, kind of very funky formation actually, is a 4-3-1-2. You don't see that a lot in FM. The main takeaways of this, they finished slightly below their season preview in second. And it's time to move on. We'll do a full simulating with, we'll go back to the first save, simulating with abysmal morale. And we'll see, will they live up to expectations still and somehow, even though they're all big old grumpy boys, still win the league or get somewhere close to it? Or will they fall off and end up getting relegated and falling apart and we'll never hear from them again? Let's find out, shall we? Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. I'm tempted to just not upload this now. Because Portsmouth have gone and won the league by 7 points. And if anyone cares, Hull are second again. So the whole thing's been a waste of time, really. But not completely a waste of time. Let's have a look at it. As much as I'm annoyed, Portsmouth have decided to go and win the league. I hate them so much. Hull have finished second again. Right, Brandon Hanlon is again the top goal scorer in League One. Zane Westbrook, who also plays for Bristol Rovers, is the top assist maker in League One. Am I surprised at that? No, because I've done a Bristol Rovers save this year off of stream and off of YouTube. And Brandon Hanlon scored a lot of goals. And Zane Westbrook was an absolute assist machine. I had Zane Westbrook and Luke McCormack in the midfield on loan from Chelsea, and amazing. Anyway, not the point. The point is Hull finished second again. Slightly more losses, from 8 losses up to 12 losses. So another 4 losses. They finished on 2 less points. I believe they finished 82 points last time. I can't remember exactly. So slightly less points, slightly more losses. In terms of the average rating in the division, no one anywhere near the top. So although they have ended up scraping results and getting wins, and by the looks of it, Hakeeb Adalukan actually started some games. Yeah, not been a complete waste of time. Robbie Fowler in charge at Hull now. Clearly at some point felt the need to make a change despite being second in the league. Yes they have. By the way, Constantine, that's me. That's my in-game guy. He left. Anyway, Andy Hessenthaler took charge as would be expected with the way the game worked. After 189 days, got sacked. Where is he now out of interest? Unemployed still. Tony Pennock then took over, who's a coach, for 20 days until Robbie Fowler took over 69 days ago. Decided to play 4-2-3-1, and did it work? Yes. Yes, it did. Like I say, slightly more losses and some dodgy runs of form. Big. When you look at the month of December, right? From the 15th of December to the 29th of December, they played 5 games. They won 1. That's not the form of a team that should finish second. But I just think that either one of 2 things has happened here, okay? Either morale actually doesn't make that much of a difference in Football Manager, or Hull have just got such a good squad that even with really, really bad morale, they end up still finishing up somewhere near the top of the league. Let me just get... Is this the right squad view? Yes, that was the right squad view. Silly me. But yeah, this is the right squad view. So, I don't know why it's like going off the end anyway, but whatever. So, scoring all the goals this time round. Keane Lewis-Potter again up there. George Honeyman up there this time. Didn't know he played for them. Is he a new signing? No, he was there last year as well. I was still thought of him as a Sunderland player, to be honest. But yeah, George Honeyman up there in terms of goals as well. 45 starts, 6 substitute appearances, 11 goals. Malik Wilkes again, of course, he's up there because he's Malik Wilkes. 10 goals, 34 games. Tom Eaves up there again. In terms of transfers, pretty much, by the looks of it, mostly the same. They got Billy Gilmore in on loan again. Taylor Harwood-Bellis hasn't come in this time, but Jack Clark instead. Where was he before? Leeds, that's it. He was the Leeds youngster. Went to Tottenham for a big old fee. Hasn't really done much since. In terms of outgoings, Josh McGuinness, who was here, who was one of the top scorers last time round, left in January after playing, I guess, not very many games, considering he left for £16,000. David Milinkovic left to go to Virtuous Entella on loan. And Alfie Jones, the former Saint youngster, went to Blackpool on loan. So, I mean, what else is there really to say at this point? They sacked their manager and end up with Robbie Fowler in charge. Still finished second in the league. Maybe it's my fault. Maybe I should have been a bit more thorough. I mean, I was thorough. I stopped before every game week and changed the morale to abysmal. But I don't know. Maybe I should have done a few more seasons. But God, it takes, when you're simulating through and stopping before every game week, it takes a long time. But anyway, that is it. There is nothing more else really to say. With good morale, Hull City finished second. With bad morale, Hull City finished second with 2 less points. Does morale matter that much in Football Manager? I don't know. Is the conclusion to this video. I really, really don't know. Maybe I should have done it with a different team. Maybe I should have done it with more seasons. You know, do 3 seasons were good, 3 seasons were bad. I'm not sure. But overall, from, you know, if we're just taking that as our results, then you'd say that morale doesn't matter that much. But we can't always take that, the hard and fast result, and say, you know, say done with it. Maybe I should have done a bit more. But there we go. That is today's or this week's video for you. Thank you guys very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Twitter, link down below in the description. Go and follow me on it. Twitch, I stream there most days, probably 4 or 5 days a week. Link down in the description. Go and follow me on it. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please leave a like if you liked it. And if you didn't like it, then leave a dislike and let me know what I did wrong in the comments below. I'm always striving to improve, so some constructive criticism would be nice. Please subscribe. Have a nice day. Stay safe. And I'll see you all very, very soon with next week's video. See you later, guys.